Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Johnson's Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. Last time we helped out some of our companion friends. Grunt and Samara are now nice and loyal. And as we've done so much in the base game, I've decided it's time to dig into a little bit more DLC, and I suspect if we go over and check our private terminal right now, we just might have received an email about a new potential ally. Rendezvous with Kasumi Goto. From the elusive man Shepard. At great cost and effort, we have tracked down the Master Thief Kasumi Goto and convinced her to work with you. Very few people have ever heard of her, and fewer can claim to have seen her in person. She is unequalled at stealth and infiltration, and her skills will prove invaluable in your mission. Travel to Sekiro Ward on the Citadel. There you will find a special ads terminal that differs from the usual. Input the password Silence is Golden to begin the rendezvous. Marvellous. So, off to the Citadel we go, I suppose. And don't worry, I've already fed the fish.
Commander Shepard, we have the finest companions waiting for you. Perhaps something petite, smart, and Japanese would be your style.
Subtle, Kasumi. Really bloody subtle. I can see how you've managed to avoid detection for all these years. So yes, indeed, we can just interact with this at any time I want, but while I happen to be here...
Okay, really? How many times can you walk by without stopping?
Look, I've got other business here, alright? While we're down here, right down at the very base of the little starting area in Sekiro Ward, there's a datapad right here. Now, this is related to packages for Ish. Subject Anto Bechtel. Anto Bechtel is a member of a criminal organisation headed up by Aria T'Loak, often considered the pirate queen of Omega. While Aria's gang is mostly airtight, Anto has an eye towards outside work. Whether this is an exploitable hole, we're not sure. This is Aria T'Loak after all. Okay, intriguing. So we could go and deliver that, but of course we've got something to pick up elsewhere first. So let's just remember that, keep it in mind, and actually head back over to Kasumi now.
Commander Shepard, enter the password and receive a free gift.
Oh, go on then. Well, it wasn't free. It cost me £7 bloody. This DLC is still very expensive, even these days.
Please tell me your password, Commander Shepard.
Silence is golden.
Good to finally meet you, Commander Shepard. Kasumi Goto. I'm a fan.
Has Cerberus filled you in on the mission?
Honestly, I'm shocked they didn't come to see me sooner. My fault for being hard to find, I guess.
What's with the password and the sneaking around? Are you in trouble or something?
I'm the best thief in the business, not the most famous. Need to watch my step to keep it that way. I also needed to make sure all this was legit. And I have no doubts now. You're the real Commander Shepard.
You're currently on a giant screen broadcasting your voice to everyone nearby in a public dock. You're not that damn good.
What makes you so sure?
There's a certain aura about you. Like you've seen things no one else has. Even without knowing what you looked like, I knew it was you.
What brought you to Cerberus?
That's a bit of a story. Short version, they were looking for me, so I trailed them to find out why. Turns out they were looking for someone to join you on an important mission. And were offering a serious signing bonus. I had a thing I needed help with, so I made them a deal. And here we are.
What deal would that be?
I assume this deal is something I should know about.
Yeah, I guess it slipped their minds. I'm looking for my old partner's gray box. A man named Donovan Hock took it, and I'm planning to get it back.
Okay, and why don't you tell me a little bit more about this grey box thingy?
I assume a gray box is some kind of hardware.
It's a neural implant. Illegal in most places. Stores memories, thoughts, secret codes, illicit information. This one in particular belonged to my partner, Keiji Okuda. We worked together for a long time, before Hock killed him.
What do you know about Donovan Hock?
Mr. Hock is a well-respected businessman. Arms dealer, murderer, generally not a great guy. His mansion's famous for being hard to crack, but I have a way in, and I think you're gonna love it.
I doubt Hock's the kind of guy who takes kindly to people sneaking into his house.
I always expect trouble. That's why you're here.
What's this heist you're planning?
Not here, Shepard. You'll get a briefing when the time comes. I need time to nail down the details anyway. I've taken the liberty of getting you some evening wear, though. You want to look presentable.
That's one of my favourite things about this DLC. You get new evening wear for Commander Shepard. It's actually quite a nice little outfit.
Tell me about this former partner of yours.
His name was Keiji Okuda. The best hacker and entryman I've ever known. Unfortunately, he slipped up and made himself infamous. He stole something he shouldn't. He warned me it was bad. Something that could spark interstellar war if it got out. That information got him killed.
What could he have found that's so bad?
He wouldn't say what it was, just that it was dangerous. He said if it got out, humanity would be in trouble. He encrypted it, wrapped it up in his own memories. To decode the information, you have to sift through all the time we spent together. Now those memories are all that's left of him.
I can understand why you'd want to get it back.
Getting it back will be easier with your help, Shepard.
Well, fair enough, this all seems reasonable, and by reasonable I mean this all seems like the sort of thing that happens in Mass Effect 2. Welcome aboard.
If that's what Cerberus promised you, we'll get it done.
It'll be fun. And if we're lucky, you won't even have to draw your gun.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second.
We should probably wrap this up. You look pretty silly standing there talking to an advertisement. See you on the ship, Shepard.
And while Samara is over in starboard observation, Kasumi is over here on the other side in port observation. So this room only opens up if you've actually installed this particular bit of DLC. So in we go, and we can now close up this room if we want. There we are, lovely. Though, you know, that's not as nice. Let's actually open it up again. It's probably nice to have, yeah, that's better. Stars in the background, lovely. Anything else in here that we've got? We've got some sort of, I don't know, video game, virtual reality, extreme hairdressing thing, who knows. Oh, we have liquor. We can pour ourselves liquor if we want, so you can get drunk in here, lovely. I'm going to go for the blue liquor. And now let's mix in some nice red liquor. Yep, let's make presumably purple liquor here. Perfect. Ooh, bright pink, even better. And now we've mixed the drinks. Down it in one, Shepard. Go on. Beautiful. Well done. And now the world is ever so slightly swaying. Marvellous. And there's a few other bits and pieces in here. Yeah, Kasumi actually does her room up quite nicely. She's got books over here.
Don't laugh, I like those books. Romance novels, crime novels, the classics. There's something about the feel of actual paper in your hands, their musty smell. It's relaxing. Keiji used to find books for me while on the job. Some of these are more valuable than the objects he was hired to steal. That's my favorite piece, painted for me by a child prodigy from Elysium. She was the cutest thing. She was kidnapped by slavers who hoped to sell her on Omega. I wasn't about to let that happen. I set up an idea as a buyer's rep to get a special tour of the slaver's vessel. Once aboard, I freed the girl and smuggled her off the ship. She painted that for me on the way home. I'll never forget how it felt to watch her work.
Kasumi does come across as a good egg. I like Kasumi. And one rose, intriguingly.
The red rose. That used to be my calling card when I first started out. In place of whatever I took, I left a single red rose. It wasn't until I met Keiji that I realized how silly it was. He had a way of making you realize when you were just being sentimental.
Plus the small problem that you were basically giving the police clear indication that this was you that did the crime. So they ever pinned a single crime on you, they'd try and pin all the others on you too. So it was a really, really stupid idea.
I stole that on a dare, believe it or not. There was a big museum show coming to Ilium. Artifacts from Earth going on tour. Very high security. Keiji dared me to steal this. So I broke in, hacked the security, put a few guards to sleep, and replaced the piece with a worthless duplicate. They never knew the difference. My first museum job. Nowhere near the last.
And now by the looks of it, she just uses it as a paperweight, which is nice. And one more painting as well.
That painting has a special place in my heart. An art collector hired me to steal it. When I got there, the painting was gone. On the way out, I saw it being hauled off by another thief. I chased him down, tackled him, and took the painting. That's how Keiji and I met. We never did turn it into our employers.
Aww, that's quite a sweet story. That's nice. Hello, Kasumi. Let's have a chat with you then. Tell me more about this job.
People are talking out there, and I hear it all.
Or not. Do you not want to talk about the job yet, Kasumi?
I usually travel hidden away in cargo bays. It's nice to be able to look out a window for a change.
Maybe I need to hop off the ship for a second to trigger her actually asking about her mission. Fine. Well, convenient then, I've got one small bit of busy work to take me off the ship already. There's one final package for Ish over on Ilium, and while we're heading out that way, of course, we can take a quick look at Kasumi, who's now over there next to Jack. Just have a look at her basic abilities. Kasumi rather nicely actually has two unique abilities, which is very, very welcome. She's got her own Shadow Strike ability, cloak and sneak behind a target to deliver a devastating blow. And she really does mean it's really quite powerful. So even at level 1, that is 300 damage with a charge time of only 9 seconds, which is actually not so bad. Plus it incapacitates weaker enemies for 5 seconds, which is again pretty darn decent. So pretty much we want to be getting this one straight up to its top level. So that's already up to 400 points of damage, and then get that up to Master. And then a really interesting tactical choice. Deadly Shadow Strike, which has, again, still the recharge time of 9 seconds, but with 550 damage. Or Rapid Shadow Strike, 100 points less damage, but the recharge time is down by 80% if the target gets killed. Now, that's actually really, really tempting, because, yeah, the difference between 450 and 550, you're only talking about a 20% damage difference, but with 80% reduction on the cooldown, very, very tempting indeed. But the extra power, especially on Insanity, when you can't really be guaranteeing this is going to be what's getting the kill. Like, on the lower difficulties, I'd always go for Rapid Shadow Strike. I'll probably favour Deadly Shadow Strike on this occasion. She has Overload as well. We may as well let her have 1 point of Overload, because even, like, 1 point of Overload is not so very bad. Honestly, like, Deadly Shadow Strike plus Master Thief and going towards Master Infiltrator for recharge time down, given she's not really a weapon damage dealer anyway. Her damage is mainly going to be coming from Shadow Strike. Yeah, probably your best bet is just to kind of max that out and then take that over to Master Infiltrator. And then finally, once we've done her mission, she'll have Flashbang Grenade, a thrown disorientating concussive charge that inflicts minor damage but incapacitates all nearby enemies. Both delicate electronics and enemy nervous systems are temporarily disabled. So very nicely this works against both people and robots. Very, very nice. Which can eventually be upgraded to either provide extra metal fragments, so it actually causes a bit more extra damage rather than just stunning people, or alternatively it just incapacitates targets for longer and from further away, which is probably better because, again, you're not really doing that to damage to people, you're doing it for the incapacitation. So, like, Kasumi does make an excellent support character, but also with a really big punch to Deadly Shadow Strike. I like her, she's very, very powerful. And what I'm going to do right now is I will actually max this out as I have the points for it. I'm going to max out Master Thief, and I am going to make her a Master Infiltrator to get her tech recharge powers down, especially since I went for Deadly rather than Rapid on the Shadow Strike. It also just gives her a little bit more survivability. You can see there that she's not exactly very tanky at all. Health 240, shields 250. Like, say, next to Commander Shepard, never mind next to any of the actual tanks in this game, she is going to struggle to stay upright sometimes. Garrus, meanwhile, happens to be ready to max out his concussive shot as well, and on Insanity I'll always go for heavy concussive shot over concussive blast, basically just for more damage. And would you believe, while we're here on Ilium picking up a package for Ish, Kasumi actually has something to say about the whole situation.
Towers, traffic, lights, and Asari everywhere you look. I thought about living here for a while, but everybody's so tight-ass. It's all about money to these people. I do what I do for the love of it. These people do it because they don't know any better.
And at the back of the room here, we have got ourselves a second datapad. To gallant Lamai shipping routes into the Terminus systems. Don't worry, our contact is a Batarian gentleman named Anto. He's one of Aritlok's flunkies. We're keeping his palms well greased, and he should offer us safe passage through the systems. As long as we stay beneath Aria's notice, we should be fine. Sincerely, Valeria. So that is the 2 packages we were asked to go and pick up. But while we're passing by here, we appear to have a slave broker. Well, I'm not sure I agree with that.
It's okay, I'll think of something.
You said Synthetic Insights would buy me. You said it was an easy sale.
I assumed they would want an AI tech. Hello, can I help you with something?
I need you to let that slave go. Now.
We prefer the term indentured servant. And I know that Batarian slavers have made humans understandably prejudiced against slavery. Before you do anything hasty, know that this Quarian signed the agreement voluntarily, and her servitude contract is completely legal on Ilium. If you actually want to help the Quarian, convince the Synthetic Insights representative to purchase her contract.
Okay, fine, I'll do that then.
I'll talk to the Synthetic Insights rep and see what I can do.
Really? Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
There should be some easy Paragon points right here. So here she is right in the same room.
Can I help you with something?
How'd you like to get your hands on an expert Quarian AI programmer?
If you'd like to submit a resume, Wait. Is this that slave? Synthetic Insights has no interest in purchasing slave labor. We're under enough scrutiny from the Citadel without engaging in practices the Council disapproves of. To be frank, we're hardly hiring anyone. The Geth attack on the Citadel didn't engender much love for artificial intelligence.
Luckily, I've got a nice Paragon option here for you.
It sounds like Synthetic Insights is worried about its reputation. Hiring this Quarian would help.
Buying a slave helps our reputation. How exactly do you figure?
Purchase the contract, minus the fee for early emancipation, then free the Quarian and garnish wages for reimbursement.
Interesting. We look good for hiring a Quarian, and we can say that we freed slaves out of the goodness of our hearts. All right, I'll run up a contract. The board might wet its pants, but we could use the good publicity. This Quarian had better be good, though.
I have absolutely no idea. I literally didn't say a word to her. But that's fine. You've decided you're going to free her. Now, that's the important thing. Hello there. I've solved your problem.
Synthetic Insights just sent over the contract.
That was fast. Just a tiny little quest there, but it's all sorted out. Marvellous. Now, if we head back to the ship at this point, hopefully... Oh, yeah, +9 Paragon. Very nice. Yeah, if we head back to the ship at this point, hopefully, Kasumi will be able to actually give me the quest at this point, because we've actually kind of picked her up, moved to a different system, gone down onto the planet, and headed back to the Normandy afterwards. Ah, never mind. I've just come back here, and I've realised, even though she's not actually willing to speak to me with a proper conversation yet, and was saying, hey, I'll tell you about it when it's time... yeah, in the journal, it's actually now telling me to travel to Bekenstein. So, okay, fine, I guess we'll head over there in that case. And in fact, that's very close by to the Citadel, interestingly. The Citadel previously actually had a red ring around it, meaning there was no other system. Now there is in fact one other system here. Something else in the Serpent Nebula. So alright, let's head over here. Just quickly head over here to Boltzmann. Lovely, and just have a quick scan around. Well, no planet particularly good for mining here. So, Bekenstein, what have we got going on here? The recipient of the first wave of Earth's colonization efforts, Bekenstein's founders had a decidedly less agrarian plan than Eden Prime. The mission on Bekenstein's first colony was to become Earth's off-planet manufacturing base, ingratiating humanity into the galactic culture by producing needed goods. Meeting with mixed success for the first generation, Bekenstein then leapfrogged its competition by producing high-quality luxury goods that went straight to the nearby markets via the Citadel. Today, Bekenstein is known as the Human's Ilium, a place where new money tycoons flaunt their wealth and have-nots are rarely spoken of. Intriguing. Very small planet, by the way. Only 5 million people on the entire planet. So this is a very, very small little society right there. I mean, that is less people than the city of London has in it on an entire planet.
Looking good, Miss Allison Gunn. Hock won't be able to keep his eyes off you.
I assume Allison Gunn is my cover.
You run a small but talented band of mercs out in the Terminus systems. Precisely the type of person Hock respects. I took the liberty of giving you a reputation. Papers, witnesses, article in Badass Weekly. Just don't start talking business with him, and you'll be fine.
I am literally the most famous human in the galaxy. How do you possibly expect that nobody in this room will recognise Commander Shepard?
Take it I'm wearing this getup for a reason?
You look really out of place at a society party in armor, don't you think? You look great. You should wear this stuff more often.
My eyes are up here, Kasumi.
Remind me, what kind of man are we dealing with?
Hock's a weapons dealer and smuggler. He killed my partner and stole his grey box. Other than that, he's not so bad. Rich, charismatic, willing to crack open a man's skull to get at the neural implants inside.
Now's probably a good time to fill me in on the details.
You have been waiting patiently. Our friend Hock is throwing a party for his closest friends. A couple dozen of the worst liars, cheaters, and mass murderers you'll ever want to meet. All bringing gifts as a tribute to the man himself. Our tribute is a lovely statue of your old friend Saren, rendered with loving detail and filled to the brim with our weapons and armor. You can keep your pistol as long as it's concealed. They won't hassle you over a side-on. Once inside, we'll make our way to Hock's vault door, somewhere in the back of the ballroom. Then, we case the security and start peeling away the layers. The statue should be there, waiting for you to crack it open and arm up. Then we just waltz into the vault and take back KG's gray box. And I'll finally get a chance to say goodbye.
I've got the feeling it's not going to be quite that easy, but never mind. I should say, by the way, while I know a little bit about this DLC, never actually played it before. This is my first time playing it. I'm told it's quite difficult on Insanity, so this is going to be fun.
You've worked really hard on this. KG must have meant a lot to you.
Was I that obvious? KG's gray box holds a lot of priceless personal memories. It's all that remains of who he was. But the secret he discovered is dangerous. I wouldn't bring you here if it wasn't.
This ought to be interesting.
That's what I'm going for. This is our stop.
Yep, so you sure you don't want to be invisible already, Kasumi?
After you, Ms. Gunn.
Because you have definitely already been seen by at least one member of security outside, Kasumi.
Hold a moment, ma'am. There seems to be an issue with the statue.
Is there a problem here?
No, Mr. Hock. Just doing a scan.
I don't believe we've met. Donovan Hock.
I've heard a lot about you. Name's Allison Gunn.
And I've heard a lot about you. You've been very busy lately, if the extra net is to be believed.
Sir, the scanners aren't picking anything up.
I don't think our guests would come all the way here from Ilium just to cause trouble. Do you? You may pass through, Miss Gunn. You were invited after all, but I will ask your companion to remain outside. You understand, I hope.
Care to explain why my friend has to stand outside?
I don't like the look of your friend, so she stays outside. Simple as that.
No problem. You're the host.
Enjoy the party.
Well, that didn't go as I expected.
Any idea why he'd send you away?
No, we've never seen each other in person, and no one knows what I look like. Just watching his ass, I'm sure. I can't blame him.
What do we do now?
We go on with the plan. You'll just have to do all the talking. I'll stay out of sight and stick with you the best I can. We'll keep radio contact in case something goes wrong. We need to find the door and case the security. We'll figure out the next step then.
And here we are inside a party. Very, very nice. And yes, I quite like the outfit they give Shepard. It's not like it's ridiculously booby or anything. Like, you know, it is sophisticated. It's not got an excessive amount of cleavage at all. It shows off Shepard's arms, but Shepard's arms are actually quite nicely muscled. So, you know, it's not like she's been turned into a bit of a kind of eye candy Barbie doll for this or anything. It's kind of, it suits her. It's very elegant and it's not too ridiculously ostentatious. I think it's a very nice dress. They did good work with that. They showed due restraint. Well done, BioWare. Now, is anyone around here to be spoken to or anything we can look at? You see, next to those dresses, those garish, horrible colours and the open backs and whatever, I feel like my dress is like the epitome of subtlety and sophistication. Now, we've got ourselves one security room door here. Ooh, hello.
Oh, please. It's wishful thinking, at best.
See, everyone's heard of Commander Shepard. Obviously, at least one of them would know what my face looked like. I've been used on advertisements and Alliance recruiting literature for years. We know that. So how is it no one recognises me? That's ridiculous. Right, security room door over here. Let's have a look-see.
That goes to a security room. We'll probably have to get in there at some point. Let's case the vault and figure out what we have to do.
Okay, nothing there yet. Don't need to speak to any of these guys. Maybe just ignore Donovan just for the moment while we have a little look-see round. Lots of lovely artwork here. Really hope that's a fake fire. Yes, that's a fake fire. Good, otherwise I'd be very worried for the books above it. This is a nice little place, by the way. Very nice little place.
What's your read on that Archangel guy?
I hear he's dead. Or gone, or something. Good riddance, I say.
Oh, extremely rich criminals being happy that they think Garrus is dead. Don't be happy about that. We like Garrus. Garrus is awesome. Right, step outside. We've got, ooh, one data pad here. Okay, what have we got here then? No way we can sneak out of that party. Place is locked down tight and Security Chief Ro's in charge. No way Ro would let that get past her. I'd rather stand around board on guard duty than risk her wrath. Sorry. So one of the guards was potentially thinking about sneaking away for the evening, but didn't think they could get away with it. Fine.
If we could tap into the guard's communications, I could probably use this information.
Those skyscrapers over there are a little bit tall for an entire planet with a population of only 5... In fact, actually, if we just look around here, the city appears to go across this entire... Yeah, this is actually a little bit unrealistically larger city for only 5 million people on the whole planet, but never mind that. Right, what else do we have around here that we can make use of? In particular, we need to find our way to the vault door. Back in the main room to the right, one security guard here, Eclipse apparently.
Hock's private rooms are off limits without proper clearance.
I'm dying to get in there, but we have to scope out the vault first.
Okay, and I'm guessing bypassing this door will be a very, very bad idea, so let's not do that right now. Instead, let's just head downstairs, assuming we're allowed to. No one seems too annoyed with me being here, which is good. And this just leads, is that leading back upstairs, back up to the party the other way? Yes, this just leads back up to the party the other way. Fine. There's a little corridor down here. Let's just crack open this door and have a little look-see at the vault door.
Very nice. There's more here than I expected. Password-protected voice lock, kinetic barrier, DNA scanner. Looks like an EX700 series. Everything a vault needs to be impenetrable.
This gonna be a problem?
Please, remember who you're talking to. We'll need to get a voice sample for the voice lock. You'll have to go chat up Hock for that. We'll have to find a password too. DNA, child's play. We should find plenty of DNA samples in Hock's private quarters. And the barrier? Cut the power. Never fails. If we can find it. Keiji could get through a system like this in his sleep. And I'm better. Let's get to it.
So, 3 things to do. We're going to need DNA, voice sample, and cutting the power. Fine. Let's start off with speaking to Donovan Hock himself. Apparently we need to get him chatting to get enough of a voice sample from him. That if he speaks enough, yeah, presumably we can use like our Omnitool to like reconstruct his voice and make him say whatever we need him to downstairs. Assuming we can get his password from elsewhere.
There he is. All you need to do is keep him talking long enough for me to get a voice print. Pull out the charm on this one, Shep. Whenever you're ready. After you.
Miss Gunn, good to see you. That scene at the door hasn't soured your evening, I hope.
And of course, if we just keep going for the paragon options, I assume that'll be the result we need.
I understand the security, but who would dare try to break into Donovan Hock's home?
Gunn, in our line of work, we attract a certain element. Few understand the pains we take to keep the barbarians at bay. People these days want comfort, entertainment, love. They don't see that the galaxy is fragile. They only have to worry about simple luxuries. Why? Because people like me and you are doing the terrible things that keep the galaxy spinning. This party is for us, the cleaners, the support structure for the galaxy's gleeful delusions of peace. May there always be a market for the things we do.
That was very easy to make him start talking at length. He is straight up monologuing right now.
I said get him talking, and you got him talking. We've got enough of a voice sample. Let him go.
Enjoy the party, Miss Gunn.
Once we find the password, we can get past the voice scanner.
Okay, so I also need the password. Can't get upstairs because Shepard has no possible way of getting past these little velvet ropes. So we're going to have to bypass that for the moment. So next up, presumably, we need to find a way to get into his private quarters. What can we do with you?
Mr. Hock's private rooms are off limits to guests without security clearance.
I have clearance to go in.
On whose authority?
On Chief Rose.
I have authorization from Chief Rowe.
Okay, 1 second. Chief Rowe, Samuels. Have you given access authorization to Mr. Hock's private rooms? I see. I don't know who you think you are, but Rose says she's never heard of you. Nice try, though. Enjoy the party.
Private rooms. We need to get in there. That's the best place to find Hock's DNA.
Any chance you could do something like impersonate Rowe on the comm for me? Because if so, that would be very, very useful indeed. Alright, let's have another look at this here security room. See if we can get in there. Anyone going to mind me bypassing this by any chance? There's no security in sight, but several people are potentially going to see me.
Let me unlock that security room door for you. There we go.
Ah, okay. Kasumi can just do it for me. Right, just step in quickly and around the corner. Beautiful. Now away from the door so it closes behind me. Perfect. And Kasumi's joined me here. Lovely. Oh, yeah, we are fighting. Okay, now we've got ourselves... Who have we got over there? We've only got one person with us. Luckily, they're both Eclipse troopers. Hit them with an overload. Lovely. And then just take them down. Nice. Shields down. We've potentially got one more person here. There's no one in the party here, this, by the way. We're literally one... Maybe those, like, doors are, like, soundproof. I really hope they are, otherwise we could be in a lot of trouble. Now, you over there, in a moment, we will be able to just take you out. Oh! I just died! Insanity, John. Don't forget you're on insanity. Now, this time, don't forget to use her Shadow Sneak ability. Let's just see quite how powerful this is now I've powered it up. So we've got one Eclipse Trooper here, one layer of shielding, one layer of health. Get behind him and do that, please. And, ooh, nice. Most of his health. Beautiful. That worked very nicely indeed. And also stuns him, of course. And then we can just get this guy down nice and quick. Lovely. Wait, what gun am I using right now? I'm using a Predator heavy pistol. Why on earth am I using that? Where's my bloody Carnifex? Oh, she gets the Carnifex, just I don't for whatever reason. And then just set this guy on fire. Lovely. So, those guys are dead. Let's have a look see at the data pad here. What more can we learn? Nance, I have that problem too. So many passwords around here, can't keep them straight. The password for tonight is Perugia, so it's not that easy to remember. No big deal. That voice scanner means the password's only useful to Hock anyway. After this party, want to grab some beers, let me know. So, we now know what the password is. Him saying Perugia, and we can now make him say Perugia with the voice sample we've got. Perfect.
Got something?
The password is Perugia.
Huh. That's the name of the man who stole the Mona Lisa. Nice. I tapped their communications. I think we can get past that private room guard. Tell him Chief Rose sent you. Now, I just take the voice sample we got from Hock and... got it. Now we can crack that voice scanner.
That's fine, but we still don't have a solution to the power problem yet. Also, grab ourselves some Metagel and a wall safe. Ooh, 7,200 credits. Very nice. So, Kasumi disappears, I head back into the party, no one seems to notice me just kind of walking out of the security room, and hopefully no one notices the small pile of ashes on the ground where, you know, humans used to be. Now we can just head over here, say Chief Rose's name again, and we will be good.
Mr. Hock's private rooms are off limits to guests without security clearance.
Now, I know we've tried this before, but I'd like to give you the exact same excuse again, and this time I flipping bet, yes. Why don't you call again? This time I'm willing to bet Rose actually heard of me.
Just try it again.
Fine. Chief Rose, Samuels again. These guests are back in.
They have access, Samuels. They'll stop bothering me.
Got it. Sorry to bother you, ma'am. Okay, you're clear to go in. Enjoy the party.
There we go, into his private rooms. Could he even... Oh, good, he actually can't see me from here. That's nice, otherwise, yes, he might just kind of, you know, see me over someone's shoulder. Be very annoyed, and we've got... weirdly large things here. Okay, we've just got some sculptures. That's nice. Obviously, nice kind of reinforced force-fielded window, so he's nice and safe. Let's head downstairs into what is presumably his quarters.
Look for anything we can get usable DNA from. Just make it quick and quiet.
Usable DNA. Well, that's fine. If we could find, say, a sink, somewhere he brushes his teeth or something. Though, admittedly, this is a bedroom, nothing else. So I guess there's probably not a sink in here. He probably goes to a separate bathroom. Lardy flipping dar. Though first, of course, we've got a wall safe here. Very nice. Another 7,800 credits there. Nice. And wait, did I just say... I thought that said Reapers there for a second. Sorry. Shepard's just got Reapers on the bloody brain. Yeah, let's look over his desk. That seems sensible. Oh, yeah. There's bound to be skin flakes on his keyboard.
Holographic interface. Won't find a sample here.
Bloody holographs.
No DNA. Looks like Hock's been trying to crack KG's gray box. Looks like he's missing something. He hasn't cracked the encryption yet.
A CUDA decryption project update. Little progress to report. We've now completed dictionary attacks using words and phrases from 4,800 galactic languages. Research into the CUDA family has not produced any matches. It is unlikely that a random brute force approach will produce a result within our lifetimes. Given the nature of grey box technology, it is possible the decryption key may not be a password at all. It could be a memory, an emotion, even a smell. The permutations could be infinite. I suggest we begin investigating alternative methods for breaking through the security on the box.
We can probably get Hock's DNA off the data pad. He seems to have obsessed over this. But I'm not sure there's enough. Let's keep looking.
Alright, what else have we got that we can look for around here? A plant! Why on earth would there be his DNA on a plant?
It's clean.
It's a plant.
I'm glad that Kasumi is as shocked as I am. I believe there's another plant over there I can also look at. Keep examining the plants. No, sadly, I think you could look at that one, but if you look at one, the other one's unavailable. And an antique weapon collection. This is cool.
The cleaners don't dare touch treasures like this. We can get some skin cells from the dust. It's probably contaminated, though. We should find another sample.
Okay, so that was actually a little bit useful. Perfect. Wine glass. That's got to be good enough. That'll have had his mouth on it.
Not a great saliva sample, but it's still useful. That should do it. Let's get out of here.
So time to head downstairs and start peeling back some security here. And while we're literally passing by, a kinetic barrier power cable.
It looks like the barrier's power cable runs under the floor here. I'll set your Omni tool to scan for electromagnetic fields.
Okay. So if we were to follow this thing, we could find out where it goes. Nice. Okay, this way. Nope, up here. Through here. This way. Other side of the water thingy. Excuse me, Donovan Hock. I don't need to speak to you right now. We've picked it up over here. This way. Around the back of here. And, a statue.
One sec.
And there we go, lovely. So we found a little fuse box, Kasumi has overloaded it, and we can be on our way now. Perfect, so that should be all 3 levels of security ready to go, actually, because we've got his voice print, we know the password, we've got the DNA sample, and the power is gone. That should be us in. Beautiful. So, DNA scanner, this should be fine.
DNA identification affirmed. Welcome, Mr. Hock.
Alright, lovely. And next up, the microphone.
Password required. Voice ID accepted. Welcome, Mr. Hock.
And there we go. We are in. Nice. This is fun. I like doing a little heist.
I'll check for security cams. Go ahead and get dressed.
Whoa, what happened to we can just slip in and out without anyone knowing? Alright, I almost think you're anticipating as much violence as I am. Can I have my Carnifex gun back now, please? I can as well. For some reason, I had to have a different gun when I was out in the party, because like I'm allowed a sidearm, just not my usual sidearm. So, I've got all my usual things, Particle Beam, Carnifex, Machine Pistol, and the Widow, that's fine. And Kasumi can have the same. Yep, that's all 100% fine, lovely. And into the vault we go.
So this is Hock's vault. Very nice. This scanner will hone in on the grey box. It's not far.
And we could go for the grey box, or we could examine Michelangelo's David, which is apparently just here these days.
Michelangelo's David? Just... wow. Think we could get this out through the door?
I'm gonna be honest, it might be a little bit difficult to do. Big old Krogan statue, more Krogan statues. Oh, we can examine this statue, just not that one. This Krogan statue is apparently more impressive for some reason.
Hock has good taste. I'll give him that.
Everyone seems to like statues of Krogan. Morinth had one as well. For some reason, yeah, statues of Krogan just seem to be readily accepted as high art. And here's a Rachni. Well, it's a bit small for a Rachni Queen, to be honest.
Ugh. Rachni Queen. I guess everything's valuable to someone.
Then a mysterious, weird shape.
Doesn't look like much, but that might be one of the most valuable pieces here. Turian art is rare outside of Paladin. For good reason, I say.
The Turians are more into slightly abstract art. Intriguing. Grab myself a bit more meta gel. Lovely. And what is one of these?
This is nice. Oddly relaxing.
I don't know what it's supposed to be exactly, but okay then. And we've got ourselves... ooh, hello. What's one of you?
Wow. Imagine that thing coming at you in a dark alley.
Well, it's basically just Krampus, isn't it? And then we've got ourselves one Turian ship here.
A model of the Kara. It's like a Turian Titanic, the way I hear it.
So a famous Turian ship that just crashed or something. Obviously, we know we're getting close to the grey box. It's right there. That's fine. Ignore that for now. Keep having a little look-see at all of this lovely art.
This looks like Quarian script. Wow. This has got to be old. When was the last time the Quarians wrote on stone?
That's very cool indeed, because by all accounts, the Quarians actually produce some really lovely cultural stuff. They kind of, you know, their music is, well, the Geth still listen to their music, and the woman on Ilium was talking about how amazing Quarian culture was. It's a shame we never really got to see any of it at any point during any of the 3 games. Always a bit of a shame. And obviously this statue very familiar to us. We saw similar things when we were on the Prothean world in Mass Effect 1 ourselves.
Creepy.
Yes, indeed. But you know what? It's quite nice. Egyptian statue. Very cool.
I could still get money for something like this, even outside the Alliance. Asari go nuts for this sort of thing.
And I should probably pay attention to the flipping head of the Statue of Liberty. How exactly did you get hold of this, by the way? And where's the rest of it?
How did Hock get Lady Liberty's head? Damn you, Hock.
Damn you, Hock. Alright, good. Very good. And apparently that's a codex entry as well. Oh, here's an interesting bit of backstory I never knew from the Mass Effect universe. The Statue of Liberty was the target of several terrorist attacks over its 210-year lifetime, but in 2096, a motley group called Freedom First finally brought the statue down, protesting the induction of Canada and Mexico into the United North American States. The New York chapter of Freedom First wanted a symbol they would secede from this new union if necessary. In the early morning hours of November 1st, they smuggled small arms and 5.5 tons of high explosive onto Liberty Island, shooting or capturing the guards. They planted the explosives under the pedestal and detonated at 7:37 AM. The statue crashed to the ground in pieces, unexpectedly killing 4 of the Freedom First terrorists. The remaining team members were apprehended after a long manhunt, but the damage was done. The outrage at the secessionists kindled the fires of the Second American Civil War. Blimey. On November the 4th, President Caitlin Chung signed an executive order to rebuild the statue. Approximately 1/10 of steel beams and copper plating from the destroyed statue were recovered and used in creating the new one. The original's head was put on display at the National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. It remained there for 2 years until the Battle of Washington. During heavy shelling by the secessionist forces, the head disappeared. New statue was completed in 2101, and the fate of the original pieces was left for speculation and pulp novels. Interest flared up briefly in 2159 when photos surfaced of the head in a cargo hold of a star freighter. By that time, human media were far more concerned with the future. In the face of humanity spreading out among thousands of new planets, a statue titled Liberty Enlightening the World seemed small and quaint by comparison. I never even knew there'd been like a Second American Civil War and United North American States or anything like that. I don't know if that's even ever been mentioned in Mass Effect history before, if that was made up purely for this DLC. Nice touch anyway. And no way to get to all of those pieces over there by the looks of things. So I think we have now... Yep, I think we've seen... Oh no, wait, sorry. There's one Krogan soldier to look at yet.
I feel like its eyes are following me. Yikes.
And one statue as well.
That's... impressive. Not sure what it is, though.
No, me neither. Possibly a Varan, but just made out of steel or something. Anyway, let's go over to the grey box. But before you touch the grey box, make sure you grab the gun. Because if you don't actually take this gun, you don't actually get to keep it. This is the Locust, possibly, well, probably the best SMG in the game.
That's a Casa Locust. No, the Casa Locust. The gun that killed 2 presidents. Gorgeous. It even comes with a perfect copy, too. I'm sure Hock won't mind if we borrowed these.
I'll take it.
And now we have got ourselves, yes, the Locust SMG. Following squad members are now able to use this weapon. And even though there's only 2 of them, like if you and your 2 companions all want to use one, there's no problem with that. You can just magically whip up a third. Maybe you can use like the replicator in the armory to make a third now you've got the schematics or something. But anyway, of course, both me and Kasumi are allowed to have this, which is very, very welcome indeed. And would you believe the moment we pick up the grey box, I bet things are about to go very badly wrong for me and Kasumi, and we'll have to fight our way out. So you know what? We're going to pick that up next week, ladies and gentlemen. We will finish off Kasumi's stolen memory quest. We'll see how long that takes. I'm not actually sure like how long it's going to take us to blast our way out of here. If it's not very long, we'll do another companion quest next week as well. So that's to come, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and I've really rather enjoyed this first half of the quest, the heist and the sneaking around here in Kasumi's stolen memory. Very, very good indeed. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh, cannibalism. Good. That's a useful thing. Good news, guys. Unless he rolls dreadfully, he should be safe. And that was a pretty dreadful roll. And now the ship doesn't explode. Yay! Not explode. Not explode. Not explode. We're running out of dice again. I wonder if there's any morphine left.